Dobrodošli na današnju lekciju iz engleskog jezika namijenjenu učenicima razreda. Danas nastavljamo govoriti o prošlosti, a danas biti prošli praznici, prošli izlet ili putovanje. Možemo znači reći da učenik tijekom lekcije govori ili piše o prošlim praznicima, izletu ili putovanju. So dear students, today we will practice and share information about our last vacation or holiday that we remember. If you want to do that, you have to be able to say something about where did you go, how did you get there, where did you stay, what did you do, or did you have a good time, did you like or dislike something there, and so on. But we have to pay attention that if we talk about past events, we have to use some of past tenses. Today we'll use simple past tense, affirmative and negative forms. When we talk about affirmative forms, we'll use regular, liked, enjoyed, traveled, and so on, and some irregular forms. So, got, went, took, did, was, and so on, and negative forms, didn't like, didn't travel, didn't enjoy, wasn't, and some other examples. During the presentation, all of simple past verbs are going to be highlighted in red, so you can notice them each time. I want you to prepare a piece of paper and pencil for today's lesson. Thank you. You probably noticed that I said vacation and holiday a few times. I didn't make any mistake and mix those two terms up because vacation and holiday mean the same. Only difference is that one comes from British English and another one from American English. What can we say that is vacation or holiday? So it's a time when someone doesn't go to work or doesn't go to school, but is free to do what they want, such as travel or relax. When we say vacation, we can also use some synonyms like holiday, break, time off, few days off, long weekend, etc. We use long weekend when it starts on Friday to Monday, or from Saturday to Monday, when we have some public holiday on Monday. Then we have long weekends. Also, it is useful to know expressions that we say that we take a vacation, or we go on a vacation, or we get some vacation time. So, if you're ready, we can start. First question that we need to know is where did you go? You know that people go on different destinations and sites, attractive ones. For the beginning, I prepared you a game. There is a link and you can follow the link and go to Quizlet. When there are many different destinations and sites, you can practice how to write or spell them. You can even test yourself. You can play matching game, or the one that is familiar with my students is gravity. As you see, there is an asteroid falling down the earth, so you have to be very fast and write correctly forest in this case and save the earth. You can press here pause and continue the presentation after you finish with Quizlet. So you can say now that people really go on many different places, and you see that people can go for their vacation on spots like seaside resorts, sea resorts, cinemas, museums, festivals, country, river, beach, mountain, waterfall, zoo, amusement park, swimming park, city, and so on. What about us? For the need of today's lesson, I'm going to share my information about my vacation and the vacations of three friends of mine, Jane, Tom, and Andy. So, where did they go and when did they go? They gave us the following information. Jane went to the seaside last summer. Last spring, Tom went to the country on vacation. Andy went to the sea resort in January, and I took my vacation a year ago. I went to Paris. Now it's your turn. You're going to take a pencil and a piece of paper and answer on those two questions in 1 or 2 sentences. So, where did you go and when did you go? Press the pause, and when you finish, continue the presentation. The second question is, how did you get there? You know many different means of transportation, but here on the link there is another and different game for you. It's a memory game. It's very dynamic and interesting, and I hope you'll enjoy it. So follow the link, press the pause here, and we'll wait for you. So you revise the vocabulary, and you know that people can travel on many different means of using many different means of transportation. So people can travel by car, by bus, by plane, by train, by boat, by ship, by bike, by taxi, but we say on foot, by truck, by motorbike, by ferry, and many other different means of transportation. But when we talk about our last vacation or holiday, let's share the information. How did we go and who did we travel with? So let's see about Jane. Jane got there by car. She traveled with her parents. Tom got there by train. He traveled with his brother. Andy got there by bus. He traveled with his classmates. And I got there by plane and traveled with my aunt. Now it's your turn again. Take a piece of paper and a pencil and write 1 or 2 sentences and answer those 2 questions. How did you get there and who did you travel with? Press the pause, and then when you finish, continue the presentation. Question number 3 is very important too. It says about something about your accommodation, or we can ask, where did you stay? So people have different taste when we talk about staying. Many people are at a hotel. When you go to hotel, you can take full or half board. When you take full board, it's a bit more expensive. You have 3 meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner, and of course bed. When you take half board, except bed, you have only 2 meals, breakfast and dinner usually. Many people like pensions or guest houses where you usually take bed and breakfast, B&B only. It looks something like this. Some people like hostels that are the cheapest way of accommodation. Another one like staying at friends or relatives' house. That's beautiful if you have a chance to do that. Some people prefer campsites. Another one like cabins or maybe farmhouse. You can also stay at a cottage, or maybe at an apartment, or if you like, in a tent. Let's see about you and me, of course. Where did they stay? Jane stayed at an apartment. Tom stayed at his grandparents' farmhouse, and stayed at a cabin. And me, I stayed at a hotel. Now your turn. One more time. Take your pencil and paper and write a sentence more. Answer the question, where did you stay? You can press the pause, and when you finish, continue the presentation. You know that people can do many different activities on their vacation. So what could Jane, Tom, Andy and me do? Maybe we did some sightseeing, or took some photos, or took a swim, or went hiking and enjoyed nature, had baths, surfed, or got a tan in the sand. Maybe somebody saw a flow of water going down the hill. Maybe we enjoyed peace and milked the cows, or saw some animals, enjoyed a movie, danced, walked, met some interesting people, made friends. Maybe visited museums, galleries, enjoyed rides and attractions, enjoyed skiing, went cycling, and many, many more other activities. What did you do there? So before you answer the question, there is another game for you. Quizlet is now familiar. You can follow the link. Choose the activities. It's going to be flashcards, matching, testing yourself, spelling, or maybe gravity. So when you finish with the activities, press pause and continue the presentation. There are two more answers from Jane, Tom, Andy, and me. What did we do there and how did we have a good time? So altogether, the answers are: Jane liked swimming and having sunbath on the beach. It was crowded on the beach, hot and exciting, and she had so much fun there. Tom enjoyed rides, hiking, and milking cows. It was exciting and relaxing there. Country life was refreshing, and Tom liked his active and dynamic holiday at his grandparents' house. And they spent time skiing and hiking around the cabin. He had freezing cold nights. It was so because each day was pretty similar. And me, I enjoyed sightseeing and taking photos of beautiful historic cultural monuments. It was interesting and fun, but a bit big and noisy for me. It was too touristy. Now your turn for the last time. Take a paper and continue with two more sentences. The questions are, what did you do there? And did you have a good time? Did you enjoy, like, or dislike it there? Pause the presentation and answer the questions. As for the end, you can now see the result. We have 4 beautiful texts about sharing information about the holiday that we remember. When you put all of your sentences together, I'm sure that you have the same text, the same beautiful text about your last vacation, and you can now talk with everybody about where did you go, how did you go there, what did you do? Did you enjoy? And so on. So in order to self-check yourself and this lesson, it would be nice to answer these 4 questions by putting tick if it is true or X if it's false for you. So I can talk or write about my last vacation in at least 4 sentences. So you must have 4 sentences or even more. If it's true for you, put a tick. Number 2, I can name at least 5 typical holiday or vacation activities. If you can name at least 5 activities, put a tick. Number 3, I can list 5 means of transportation. So put a tick if it's true for you. And the last one, I can talk or write about the past using simple past tense verbs. If it's true for you, put a tick. If you want to do some more activities or practice more, there are 2 links and 2 additional activities to talk and practice some more about talking about your last vacation and holiday. Thank you for your attention today. Goodbye.